So I had a client that recently called me and they were looking to retire in the outer suburban part, in the outer greater Orlando. They were thinking about Ocala and they were thinking about the Villages, while Ocala is known for more widespread, open spaces, horse capital, whereas the Villages is more about 55 plus community, and they're having kind of conflict like what to want to do. So if you've been thinking about moving to and retiring in Ocala or in the Villages but not sure where to go, well, don't make a decision until you watch this video. Let's have a look. Let's go. So one of the major difference between Ocala and the Villages is the lifestyle and the community culture. While Ocala is known as the equestrian capital of the world with over 600 plus farms, whereas Villages is more of a retirement 55 plus community. There are fewer HOAs and it's very natural living and it's very spread out in Ocala. It's also very rural, especially the deeper Ocala side of things. And all the event tends to be more nature focused and local market based. So when I talk about the Villages, it's more about 50 plus community, and it's a golf cart community. You can go anywhere from one point of the village to the other point with the golf cart. If you haven't watched my video about the Villages, please go ahead and do so. I did a video just recently about the top 5 developments that is coming, and I also did why Villages may or may not work for you. So make sure to watch that. My whole purpose is to educate you, give you the information so you can decide. And like I mentioned, one of my clients who's looking to move, they're not sure if they want to do the Villages where everything is so well maintained, everything is there, or they want the peace and tranquility and they want to be in a community with no HOA, less restrictions, and do whatever they want to do, or have a very social life in the Villages, because it has a lot of social clubs. And last time I checked, I think it was over 2,500 plus social clubs that you could be a member. There is live music almost every night. There's a lot of shopping, dining. There's a lot of resources and a lot of activities, both recreational wise and indoor clubs with everything that you want to do. So that is something to take into mind. Now, Ocala may work for you if you want the peace and tranquility, like I mentioned before, whereas Villages is more kind of, it's a community driven social lifestyle. So if you are the social butterfly, then Villages may be a better option. Now let's get into the housing and the HOA lifestyle that both of these places has to offer. So one of the main difference when it comes to the housing cost and the HOA lifestyle between Ocala and the Villages is that in Ocala, you can actually get a pretty decent house in mid 200s to 300s, and you get a little bit more bang for your buck. There are less rules and regulations. Some of the properties that are going to be deeper in the suburban area, you don't have any CDD, no HOA, so that's really nice. And the taxes are also lower when you compare that to Orange County or Sumter County and other areas. However, it's a little bit different when it goes more deeper. So it really depends upon where are you buying in Marion County, are you buying in the Ocala incorporated or unincorporated areas, because the taxes are different because of the services that they provide. There is more big acreages that is available. Now, if you are looking for that brand new home anywhere in Central Florida, Tampa Bay, Greater Orlando and Ocala, and now Space Coast, make sure to check out Orlando Home Show. That's where I bring you model homes. All I do over there is go to these brand new communities that are up and coming in all these areas that me and my team serves, to be able to bring you the walkthrough. Because for me, looking at a house, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1,500 square foot or whatever the case may be, but walking the house, because it's always about the flow of the house that matters the most. When it comes to the real estate values, or when it comes to the housing, you're looking at about 300 to $1 million and up in the Villages. Everything is very well organized. Everything is in a master plan community. You also have a monthly HOA fee, about $189 a month. You have a lot of amenities, recreation, pickleball, but you're also very restricted because A, it's a 55 plus community, B, it's a golf cart community. So you can go from any point in the Villages to any other point. So at the end of the day, what you really have to decide is what works for you. Are you looking for more value, more land, less restrictions, no HOA, no CDD? Then Ocala would work for you. But if you're looking for more well-maintained recreational, you're the social, you want that social life, then Villages might be the better area for you. So that is something to keep in mind. Now moving along to the next point of difference between Ocala and the Villages. So you're thinking about relocating to Central Florida? Well, I've got a thing for you. Me and my team have created this relocation guide. Make sure to scan the QR code on the screen now. It's going to give you a lot of information that's going to help you on your relocation. It will save you hundreds of hours. So if you've been thinking about that, make sure to do that. It has information about the top employers, businesses, hospital, everything that you need to know that will save you hundreds of hours. And did I mention it's 100% free? So make sure to do that. We look forward to connect with you. Back to the video. So one of the major point of distinction between the Villages and Ocala is related to the infrastructure with schools. Now, Villages is primarily a 55 plus community. They don't really have a lot of activities for kids, like school-going kids or teenagers for that matter. It's basically a retirement or a semi-retirement community. It's known for golf course and all the amenities that it provides. Whereas Ocala is a part of Marion County School District. They have the kindergarten to 12, you have the high school, you have the middle school. I'm shooting this right outside the Westport High School, which is one of the major schools in Ocala. So if you have kids that are still going to school and you are at that age, but you need the kids to go now, Villages does have a kindergarten to a 12th grade school, but that's mainly for the employees of the Villages. So I'm not sure you can get your kids in that school. So that is something to look, but you can also look at the surrounding Lady Lake and Wildwood. But because one of my clients just wanted to know more about the Villages and the primary difference with Ocala so that they can decide, I'm doing this video on their request. So if you have any requests where you want me to compare one place to another, please put that in the comment. I personally kind of look into all of that and I'll be able to assist you. Now moving along to the next major difference between the Villages and Ocala. So one of the other factors to consider when you're looking to move to the Villages or Ocala is the zoning, the utilities and infrastructure. While there is a lot of things that are happening in both the Villages and Ocala, if you haven't watched my video on the top 5 things that's happening in Ocala and the Villages, make sure to do that. I go a lot more in depth, but when you consider the two, when it comes to the Villages, it's very organized, it's very consistent. There are very tight controls and there is only so much you could do. It's a very well-planned city with everything that you need is there. While Ocala is still growing, there's a lot that is happening. I'm actually shooting this at Kalisa Township, which is a new master build planned community. So there is still a lot of things that's happening. The good thing is that you're going to get bigger lots. It's most of the community has well and septic, so they're not integrated as in the Villages with the city, sewer and water. So that is something that you need to look. And also the internet in some places, especially deep into the Ocala region, could be a little bit more patchy. So that is something to look. And then zoning is really mixed. So you can have a horse farm, you can have an RV, you can have mobile homes. So it kind of really depends upon what is that you want. If you want a little bit more peace and quiet and more control over your property, then Ocala is definitely the way to go. It's a little bit further out. You're just about half an hour down the road from the Villages. And when you compare that to the Villages, Villages has more control. There's only so much you could do and it doesn't really give you that much freedom. So that is something. So it's more like you want more structure to things. So that is something that you really need to look along. Now let's move on to the next one to see what's the difference between Ocala and the Villages. Hey guys, as much as I love doing these videos, what I love the most is helping families and people from all over the United States to move to beautiful sunny Central Florida, Orlando and greater Orlando areas. I have helped countless people. Whether you're looking to move next week, next month or next year, let's start a conversation. My information is right up over here. It can also be found in the link description. So let's start a conversation and let's help you move to beautiful sunny Central Florida. I have helped countless people and I look forward to connect with you and assist you in your relocation to this beautiful sunny Central Florida area. So one of the other aspects that you have to consider when you're looking to move is the infrastructure related to health and healthcare. And when it comes to Ocala and the Villages, they're all well equipped in terms of the main hospitals. For Ocala, you have the Advent Health Ocala, you also have HCA Florida, you have Health, and there's a newer VA clinic to support our veterans. And by the way, thank you so much for your services. I'm an immigrant to this great nation of ours, so I greatly appreciate your services to the land of the free. And the only thing that you really have to consider when you are looking into Ocala, you want to make sure that you check the vicinity of how far you are in Ocala, because in some rural Ocala area, you might be 15 minutes to 20 minutes to the nearest healthcare infrastructure or facility. So that is something to keep in mind. So when it comes to the infrastructure with the Villages, you're talking about one of the most medically equipped cities in all of United States, which is the Villages, because it is built around 55 plus. So they have really spent a lot of time. It's a master plan community, but in Ocala, things are spread out. Now there is a lot of growth that is coming to Ocala. If you haven't watched my video on that, please make sure to do that, because I talk about everything that is coming. But the biggest factor is that you got to make sure that you check the proximity, the density, and the senior specialization, because you have more options when it comes to the Villages. When it comes to Ocala, you still have a really good, strong infrastructure. You just want to make sure that you're not too rural into Ocala. Moving along to the next point of difference between the two Villages and the Ocala. So one of the main questions that people ask is, what about the taxes with all the growth? Because the fact of the matter is a lot of people are moving to Central Florida or deep suburban Florida area, Villages, Ocala, for the affordability, and taxes is one of the huge things. So I can tell you that when you compare the taxes, Marion County has less taxes when you compare that to the Villages because of the amenities and stuff. However, depending upon where in Marion County, because if you're in the outside unincorporated place, your taxes might be a little bit more. However, it is less expensive in terms of the monthly cost, because most of the time there is no HOA and no CDD, whereas Villages, you do have a HOA and you do have a CDD. When you combine that with the local taxes, the tax bracket kind of goes up. So that is something that you really need to look. But in long term, if you're looking for that appreciation and that growth wave, Ocala is the best option, because there's a lot that is happening. Now it is still 3 to 5 years out, but when it comes to, the resale market, when it comes to the homes in the Villages and the lifestyle that it offers, it really depends, because there is no right or wrong answer. What really matters is what works for you and what doesn't work for you. So which place are you going to be moving to, Ocala or the Villages? They're two completely different areas. So at the end of the day, both Ocala and the Villages offer incredible opportunities. The question that you really need to ask yourself is what works for you and your family and the lifestyle that you want to have moving forward. Because Ocala is more tranquil, more closer to the nature, no HOAs, no CDDs, but then you have well water and septic, and you're a little bit further away from things. So that is something, and you will get a more value or more bang for your buck. And if you've been craving to have that land, then that is possible in Ocala. But when it comes to the Villages, it's more for a social butterfly, somebody, with 55 plus community, golf cart, a lot of places to go to in terms of recreational activities or just golfing, and there's so many things. If you want to deep dive into any of those two communities, I've actually done a very extensive video for both Ocala and the Villages. I've talked about the pro and cons. I've talked about why people move to the Villages, why they don't, what's good and what's upcoming in Ocala. So I've done that. I do hope that you do get a lot of value from my videos, and if you do, please press that thumbs up button, because it's easy, it's free for you, but it's going to really help me so that Mr. YouTube or Mrs. YouTube or whatever YouTube gender is, I don't know, I'm just kidding, they actually show my videos. If you could please do that, I really would appreciate that. And remember, if you are looking for that brand new home anywhere in Central Florida, Tampa Bay, Ocala, and now Space Coast, please make sure to check out Orlando Home Show. That's where I bring you model homes all throughout this area. Me and my team is here. We're here to help you. We're here to serve you. I am a local real estate agent. I'm producing these videos. I'm spending a lot of time, effort, energy to educate you, and also to start a relationship where I could assist you in finding the right home, or my team can assist you. Until the next video, thank you for watching. And hey, don't forget, I'm doing my song and dance, I guess, on Instagram and TikTok. So please check me out, Orlando Living with D, Orlando Home Show. Until the next video, thanks for watching. Bye for now.